Now for our featured story of the day. Let's discuss Samson Mow. He predicts the Bitcoin price will skyrocket to $1 million per coin in days to weeks. So here's the latest from Samson Mow. And if you're just joining us, pump the likes to help pump the stream. We greatly appreciate the support. Let's start with some predictions that he made. He wrote here on December 29th, 2023, got 82,000 views. Here, Samson's predictions for 2024, a Bitcoin all-time high, $1 million BTC, 3 nation states implementing a Bitcoin strategy. Let me know which nation states you think this is most likely. He also says Jan 3 will engage 10 more countries. That's his company. If you didn't know, now you know. Aqua Bitcoin drives LUSDT volume, and Liquid Bitcoin goes mainstream. Bitfinex takes off, and Bitcoin bonds from 3 jurisdictions. Now, he also tweeted, if you think I am crazy for a $1 million Bitcoin, please meet Hal Finney. I'm going to read this to you, and rest in peace, Hal. An amusing thought experiment. Imagine that Bitcoin is successful and it becomes the dominant payment system in use throughout the world. Then the total value of the currency should be equal to the total value of all the wealth of the world. Current estimates of total worldwide household wealth that I have found range from 100 trillion to 300 trillion. With 20 million coins, that gives each coin a value of about $10 million. So the possibility of generating coins today with a few cents of compute time may be quite a good bet. And with a payoff of something like 100 million to 1, even if the odds of Bitcoin succeeding to this degree are slim, they are really 100 million to 1 against. Just something to think about. And this is like something he wrote roughly 15 years ago. So let that sink in, because I think it's a given. I have no doubt in my mind that one day we'll see a $10 million Bitcoin price. If you agree, put a 1 in the live chat. Now, some other tweets he shared. Bitcoin ETFs are approved and trading begins with a perfect storm. We got ETF ad campaigns, which we're seeing the game theory for the ETF race in full effect. There is a new ad ultimately released every day. There was a new one from BlackRock today. There was one from ARC21 the other day. Hashdex, Bitwise, the list goes on. Nation state adoption. We could potentially see Bitcoin adoption in Mexico, Colombia, Panama. There's a wide list. Suriname, there's already talks about their central bank converting 1% of their reserves into Bitcoin. And yeah, so a lot of potential there. The halving, which we know is set to take place in only 3 more months, family. The Veblen effect, the 118x multiplier, the supply shock, very limited Bitcoin on the exchanges right now. They say less than 2 million. Recursive demand shock, low Bitcoin supply on the exchanges, which we just mentioned. Max Pain theory, which we'll dive deeper into here in a little bit. Renewed QE and FASB accounting rules, which take place also this month, and it's already official. The Omega candle awaits. Here's a snippet of what that Omega candle will look like when we finally get it. It ultimately means a $100,000 uptick in the Bitcoin price in a single day. So let's go. And he also wrote, Balaji wasn't wrong about Bitcoin going to 1 million. And if you don't know, Balaji is the chief technology officer of Coinbase, who made the bullish prediction after the regional banking crisis last year in 2023 that we'd hit 1 million within 90 days. And he actually bet $1 million on it. Clearly, we didn't hit that target. So here's what he has to say. He was wrong on the timing and the catalyst. My 1 million call is based on massive rapid influx of institutional capital, while Bitcoin available for sale is at historical lows, compounded by the halving. And I appreciate you pumping the likes to pump the stream. We finally got over 1,000 people on the stream right now concurrent. So much love, family. His 1 million prediction was predicated on money printing and banks failing. Those two things could potentially be a driver for a rapid run to 1 million, but not likely. The money printing already happened and dried up. It will take a few more years for the market to adjust accordingly. And for the banks failing, normies will just look for a safer bank. They aren't at the stage where they realize no bank is really safe and that Bitcoin is the only option. Now, another tweet he shared, in 2017, it took 9 months approximately for Bitcoin to go from 1,000 to 20,000 per coin. The block subsidy was 12.5. There was a lot more Bitcoin sloshing around on the exchanges. Mining was boiling the oceans, and there was zero institutional money coming in. Now, 1,000 to 20,000, 20x. 50,000, close to where we're at, family, to 1 million, It's just 20x. So it's not so unrealistic to anticipate a $1 million Bitcoin price action. And in a bit, I'm going to read you this thread on why we're going to a million per Bitcoin in days to weeks, because it's the max pain for the most people. But first, I want to read you this particular article. Bitcoin price to touch 1 million in days to weeks, by Samson Mow. There is deep attention on the Bitcoin price at the moment following the approval of the launch of the spot ETF. With expectations that the digital currency will benefit from the spot Bitcoin ETF emergence, Samson Mow, the market expert and founder of investment firm Jan3, has tipped Bitcoin price to touch $1 million per coin in days or weeks, in alignment with his prior bullish call for the top coin. So he's ultimately doubling down. And taken to his official X account, he sparked a debate where he declared that max pain theory is still in play for Bitcoin. And according to a definition of this concept, max pain theory states that on expiry day, the price of the underlying index or stock moves towards a point that results in the maximum loss, which is pain, to the highest number of option buyers. Alternatively, it also means a minimum loss to option sellers. Here's the high value hodlers of Bitcoin pushing the sell-off to the point where the asset becomes quite profitable to buy. The spot Bitcoin ETF emergence served as a sell the news moment last week, as the withdrawal of shares from the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust forced the price of the coin to a low of $42,400 in the past week. Now, Samson Mow is optimistic that the $1 million Bitcoin price will materialize, but the starting point is to be determined at a later date. As someone shared here, Phil C., what is your Balaji? Or was this your Balaji moment? And he responded, my main prediction is the run up to 1 million and that it happens in days to weeks. And he shared this today, January 14th at 2:23 a.m. So Samson is one of the major Bitcoin advocates with an optimistic view about the price of the asset, riding on the potential of the spot ETF product now trading in U.S. markets. And we have to actually thank Grayscale for even getting the approval from the SEC, because if it wasn't for their lawsuit and victory against the SEC, according to Gary, they would have never approved and changed their stance on the ETF. Mow is optimistic that there will be a massive inflow of funds into Bitcoin, drawing on the huge capital base of the key participants in the market, including BlackRock, Fidelity Investments, and Van Eck. The spot Bitcoin ETF product, upon launch of trading, had a good start, igniting optimism that will draw in more mainstream adoption to the mid to long term, hence validating the price forecast from Samson Mow and others. Shout out to Doug. I appreciate you gifting a membership of the channel to Artificial Intelligence Money. To One Tally Yard. You have been blessed, so much love and much respect. And I want to read you this thread really quick. Here's why we're going to 1 million per coin. And also shout out to Crypto Son. He just shared super, been a member for a month, and I guess let's drink to that. Cheers, family. Greatly support and appreciate all the members of the channel. So here we go. Max pain for most people. Bitcoin has a way of doing what we least expect in the most disruptive way. For example, at Jan 3, we have many plans of meetings set for 2024. 1 million per Bitcoin would derail everything. Number one, ideally, we have a good couple of years to onboard nation states at Jan 3. Fast 1 million means we're out of time. 50 countries reach out frantically and we're all overloaded. All the careful planning and proposals are out the door. Just smash buying Bitcoin and no sleep for the team. Team no sleep, where you at? Number two, fast 1 million Bitcoin means that Plan B stock to flow model breaks again, just when it was looking like it was going to track correctly. Max pain. Number three, Lightning completely unusable for anyone not using a custodial wallet or Aqua Bitcoin. Fast 1 milli means the fees are super high in dollar terms. No new Bitcoin users can afford to create a new Lightning wallet. Max pain. Number four, fast 1 million. Bitcoin means that Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy never reached their goal of stacking 1% of the supply. FYI, they currently control 1.9% of the circulating supply, and MicroStrategy's goal is to control 5% of the circulating supply. So close, so very close. Max pain-ish. Upside is MicroStrategy is now in the top 30 most valuable companies in the world. Number five, El Salvador and other countries missed the window to issue Bitcoin bonds and accumulate substantial stacks of Bitcoin at sub 100,000. The IMF debt still looms. Max pain. Number six, Lagarde, Powell, and many highly regarded economists lose their jobs. But I think we're okay with this one. Preach. Hyper-Bitcoinization and fiat hyperinflation begins 1 to 2 years after a $1 million Bitcoin. Max pain. Let's go. Peter Schiff and gold bugs suffer a collective mental breakdown after Bitcoin goes to 1 million fast. Gold is still hovering around $2,000 per ounce. Max pain. Number eight, the plebs are not immune either. Many will be stuck with a number of non-spendable UTXOs worth $500 to $100. Many others, not you of course, will sell at $100,000 only to buy back at $500,000 per coin. Max Payne. Number 9, 8 billion people on this planet just missed the most important opportunity of their lifetime to get into Bitcoin when it would have made a significant economic difference. They can now only work to earn Bitcoin. I think this is the biggest one. Max Payne. And number 10, the entire legacy financial system will be very quickly reorganized around Bitcoin as the new base. Businesses will need to be able to accept Lightning Network, and companies will have to rapidly convert cash reserves to Bitcoin, and none of them are remotely ready. Max Payne. So here's his ultimate analysis. So my point is that the probability of Bitcoin making an unexpected move that results in max pain for the largest number of people is the most likely outcome. That means a $1 million Bitcoin fast. Also, because of these reasons, plan accordingly. And he notes here, the ETF approvals aren't priced in, the halving isn't priced in, more nation state adoptions isn't priced in, Renew QE isn't priced in, the multiplier effect isn't priced in, the Veblen effect isn't priced in, and all this is happening at the same time, and it all isn't priced in. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the bullish sentiment of Samson Mow that we can potentially see a $1 million Bitcoin price this year within days to weeks. Holla at your boy.